Ethan was born in a small town in Iowa, the son of a public school teacher and a factory worker. He grew up watching his parents struggle paycheck to paycheck, but always giving to others even when they had little themselves. From a young age, Ethan dreamed big. He wanted more than just survival, he wanted success. He worked multiple jobs through high school and earned a scholarship to Harvard Medical School. By 30, he had become one of the top cosmetic surgeons in Los Angeles. The boy from Iowa was now living in a Beverly Hills mansion, driving a Ferrari, and charging $25,000 per procedure. He was a millionaire, celebrated in magazines and followed by influencers. But behind the glitz, he was empty. Then, in the blink of an eye, it all collapsed. A lawsuit over a botched surgery, one he hadn't even performed himself, led to a media frenzy. Sponsors pulled out. Clients disappeared. His clinic was forced to shut down. And when the dust settled, Ethan was broke. The mansion was gone. The cars were sold. The so-called friends vanished. At 38, Ethan found himself sleeping in a rented studio apartment, with nothing but regret echoing through the walls. For the first time in years, he asked himself, was any of that real? One night, scrolling through job listings out of desperation, he came across a posting. Urgently needed. General physician for rural health clinic. Room and board provided. Location: Pine Hollow, Kentucky. Population: 602. Ethan chuckled. A far cry from Beverly Hills. But something inside nudged him to say yes. When he arrived in Pine Hollow, he was stunned. The clinic was falling apart, underfunded, outdated equipment, and barely staffed. Patients walked for miles just to see a doctor once a month. Some hadn't had proper care in years. But they greeted him with warm smiles and homemade pie. He stayed. Part 4. The Rise of Something Greater. At first, Ethan worked for free. Then, he used what little he had left to update basic supplies. Word spread. Donations trickled in. Former patients who had once paid thousands for vanity surgeries now gave back generously. Ethan didn't just treat patients, he listened. He trained local youth in basic medical care, partnered with a university for telemedicine support, and even started mobile health units for surrounding counties. In 3 years, the Pine Hollow Clinic became a model for rural healthcare innovation. By year 5, it was funded by federal grants, nonprofits, and private donors. Ethan was once again a millionaire, but this time, not in dollars. He was rich in purpose, in people, in peace. Dr. Ethan Cole went from gold-plated surgical tools to patching wounds with duct tape in a broken-down clinic, and in doing so, found the version of himself that had been lost beneath the weight of success. He now says, "The mansion never made me feel at home. But this little clinic in Kentucky, this is where I found life again." So, if you're ever lost, broke, or broken, remember Ethan's story. Sometimes, the collapse is not the end. It's the start of something more meaningful than you ever imagined.